2 to you. And did he do 2 to...
I think he did. I think he pointed at Minamura's head. Yeah. Minamura's down to 3.
Yeah. The thing about the Brain Elemental is it hits.
It's not
big.
small.
Oh, and there it is.
It's only one turn in time. I mean, Saito's one land short of not needing to untap, right? But he's going to come up a card short of doing it.
No.
何間違い？ファクトリー間違い？
え？
何間違い？
いや、まずこれ先にとかよかったなと思ったら。そりゃそうだよね。
Yeah, Minamura looks like he stitched his combo together just in time. Luckily, Brain Elemental is large enough that
I did
if Saito
understand
had
that word. I understood shapeshifter. Saito's just buried under card advantage this game.
Yeah.
だいぶ前にミスった。僕こういう時は学べるやな。
これ俺また火力引いたら勝ち？
そう。There's the shapeshifter.
もう使うわけないよな、こんなの。あげた。
Yeah, Saito scoops him up. So Minamura stitches his combo together just in time. Saito could get him to a 1, but could not deal the last point of damage through Stormbind. So we're at 1 game apiece, and these guys will start shuffling up for game 3.
One Saito returns to the table.
Meanwhile, Wapotapa and Herberholz are still engaged in their first game. Minamura and Saito have finished 2. Here's the overhead shot from Herberholz versus Wapotapa. When last we checked in, Wapotapa had a factory going and was making some tokens, but Herberholz managed to come up with a factory of his own, managed to sweep the board,
restocked his life totals with a couple of tendrils. Yep.
He's at 15, and Wapotapa's at 20. Wow. Does this come down to decking?
Perhaps you should have started these gentlemen at lunch.
Does this come down to decking?
It could come down to decking.
And then the Academy Ruins from Wapotapa's deck makes his deck infinite, right?
Yes, it does.
Is that actually going to come up?
Could come up. I don't know that... I mean, there's still the Draining Welk.
Sure. Or eventually Herberholz gets up a...
Or just gets
up a factory?
Yeah, he gets the factory advantage.
So is it 2 to 1, or what's the factory count?
It's 2 to 1. And I don't know that there are 2 in play right now. There's just the 1 on each side, right?
Yeah, so it doesn't seem like it can go infinite. It seems like Heezy will eventually get double factory.
Well, I mean, it can't be a ton of cards left in his library. Either players. They've each got about a third of their deck out in terms of land. Judges have bladders too.
Judge asks Guillaume to play a little faster. Token.
Counter.
Counter. Neat. Do a 3 Draining Welk in Guillaume's hand, along with the Teferi.
It looks like he has 2 Draining Welks. And the Haunting Him.
Yeah, if he can pull one of those off. He's got the Triskelimus, too. No.
Got enough men. Starting to have enough men to pull them all off.
Bait with an end step to Ferry, try to come out up a draining walk or something. Now recall that Wafo Tapo did have his cancels extra baited earlier in this game. So
Those
he's
draining walks
easy.
are his only counter spells left in the match.
Right. Heezy's got a cancel, called Damnation, draining walk of his own, and a temporal isolation. These decks just have more answers than threats. Right? I mean, it's... Wafo Tapo knows about the draining walk also because it came from his
Right.
teachings. Yeah, Heezy just needs to draw his other factory.
Play land.
So we had the challenge in the forums to name the best 5 American players. The offerings up in the forums were Paul Cheon, Mike
Paul
Cron,
Cheon is
Luis Scott
definitely on
Vargas. Cheon ahead of Scott Vargas?
No, I was just saying, you said the name, and Cheon is definitely,
All right.
Luis Scott Vargas is also right up there.
Mike Cron was in the money here.
Yeah, in the money, and really near the top tables most of the
Yeah.
weekend.
Yeah, he lost a couple at the end to finish, I think, 60th or so. Who are the top 5 Japanese players? I mean, it's more a matter of which choose 5 from 10.
Is it active? Is it?
Right now.
I mean, I don't think Oiso is one of the top 5 active players.
I don't think I do either.
I don't think I count him as really being active. Saito, Kenji,
Yeah.
Fujita.
Fujita still make the top 5? There's a lot of really talented Japanese players.
You know, there's a lot of players you don't even. I mean, Ryuichi Arita is someone who has 4 Pro Tour top 8s.
It's true. Katsuhiro Mori.
Katsuhiro Mori. Tomohiro Kaji.
I think you're over 5 already.
Shota Yasuoka.
I think you're over 5.
Like what? Wafo Top has actually stockpiled quite an impressive hand here.
Oh, he's going to go for Teferi.
He's willing to get into the Welk fight here.
Apparently. Well, did he, all Mark's mana is tapped. Was that from a token? This is probably the end of Guillaume's turn.
Right.
Mark went token and counter. Pretty much tapped himself out. So Guillaume goes for Teferi. Mark's going to try to cancel it. We may see a big draining welk here, but then Mark untaps and Damnations, right?
Right. Mark could also have mana floating.
I don't think so.
He still has quite a few tokens on those lands.
That's certainly true. Yeah, it seems like he wouldn't leave himself out. So Guillaume does indeed go for draining welk. And that's just going to work. So 4/4 flyer and a Teferi. The interesting thing, Mark can Damnation here, but he cannot defend it with a counterspell because Teferi won't let him play any instants. There's Damnation, but Wafo Tapo didn't have enough for that last draining walk anyway.
And there is factory number 2.
Hello. Now Guillaume's in trouble. He's burned his Teferi. He's burned one of his draining walks. He still has. They each have 1 draining walk in their hand.
Mark still needs 2 more lands before he can.
Double it up. Well, he can use storage counters.
He
for a
can
little
use
while,
storage
right?
counters for a little while.
Looks like he's got a Yawgmoth in his hand. That doesn't help.
Urborg.
Urborg.
This is when you start thinking about whether or not you can actually win.
Well, I think Wafo Tapo's got to start running out Triskelvis. He's got to try to be the aggressor here. I mean,